Hey guys, welcome to attempt number 3 at trying to get this engine in here. Alright, so as you can see, I went ahead and decided to put the GS front cross member back on. I already cut that tab off, and then I made just kind of a guesstimate cut for the transfer case. Basically, I went up flush to the bottom of the power steering rack, and then just did some sides. When we get the transfer case, we'll have to make probably trim a little more off. I already put the engine back in here, figured out what I need to notch out over here. You can see my mark right there, and I got another mark there, and it's hitting just right on this edge. So basically what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut right along this weld, cut that back, cut that off, take that piece off, and then we should be completely clear of anything.
2,000 years later.
Alright, here's what I've ended up with. I first made that notch that I was talking about here, put the engine back in, it still hit, notched a little more here, put the engine back in, still hit, cut all this out here, put the engine back in, still hit, cut all this out here, put the engine back in, and it finally clears everything. Right here there's a bolt that's only about 1/4 inch away, so this is double layer. I think I'm going to end up cutting up a little higher here and taking this top layer off, just so that's about an extra 1/8 inch of clearance right there. But right now everything fits. Alright, so now that everything fits and is lined up how I want it, I was able to find my location for the bracket here. I went ahead and dremeled it so that I can still see the lines after I wire wheeled it. So basically this is going to be sitting right about like that. I got to do some fine tuning on this so it's not rocking, sits flat, but essentially it's going to go right there. So we'll just have to weld her all up and put the engine back in. Alright guys, progress report. I got it all welded up. Not looking too bad actually. Came out pretty good. I welded in all these little spot weld holes that I had here. I welded all the way around it. Top, sides. The bottom actually hung down below the frame rail. So I added a piece of metal here to the bottom of this frame rail so that it's flush with the mount, and then I welded that up and welded it all around here. I still got a little bit of cleanup to do around, but that's nice and solid. I'm pretty confident in that. And I also went ahead and did some welding up on here. I cut some pieces to go in here, got them closed up on both sides. Still a little bit of cleanup to do in there. And then I still got this little piece here, but I'll go ahead and put this piece on, clean up some of this weld, and I'll do that off camera, and then we will put the engine in here, and it should fit. So I went ahead and got some brand spanking new motor mounts here, transmission side and the engine side. But something that concerns me about this one, normally it's flipped when it's in the 420A. And so you have all of this support here with the weight of the engine would be pushing down. But since we're flipping it upside down, in this case, there's hardly no support up here. So all the weight of the engine is going to be on that. And so I see very quickly this is all going to just rip and fall apart there. So I looked on Torque Solution to see if they had like a solid bushing 420A mount, and they don't have any mounts for the 420A. So if you guys know of anywhere that has the 420A engine side solid bushing, let me know. Look at that. Wow. She is finally in there on her own. Bolted up to the motor mounts. Looking freaking good. So, check this out. Let me show you here. Pretty dang level. It needs to come up on this side. But again, I think that's with the motor mount, you know, sagging a bit because it's not solid up there. So I think if I had a solid mount there, that would raise that up just that tiny bit to get perfectly level. See that? Just a tiny bit. And check out the back here. Ton of clearance, huh? No. Not actually that much clearance because it's leaning back. So once I put the back motor mount in and the front motor mount in, this is going to roll forward. Probably should be about there. So we still wind up with a 1/2 inch of clearance all the way around everything. So that turned out real nice. Motor mount is holding up good. The welds are holding up good. I mean, everything is looking good, man. She is in there. It only took 3 videos. So, man. Now, the next step is to figure out this front motor mount and figure out the rear motor mount. Now, back here, there's a little bracket. Some of you Evo guys probably know. There's a little bracket that bolts on right here. It's got 3 bolt holes. Bolts on just a small bracket. and then the big motor mount bracket that comes up here that bolts to that little bracket. Well, I need that little bracket. I can't seem to find it anywhere. So if anybody has one of those little tiny brackets, I mean, I guess it's not tiny, it's like maybe about that big or so, but it has the 3 bolt holes that bolt into the back of the transmission. So if anybody has one of those and they want to donate it to the channel, let me know. Or if you want to sell it, let me know. I need one of those brackets, because then after that I can work on building the bracket I need to make a motor mount back here. So yeah, I think that is going to be it for this video. We're going to work on those front and rear motor mounts in the next video. So if you haven't seen the previous video, you can hit that link up here. Check out the next video, you can hit that link up here. And if you're enjoying the build, maybe hit that subscribe down here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.